when I think about reasons why people partner up, there's probably 100 reasons, but 5 that come to mind and that actually we applied here is access to capital, access to the team, the knowledge that we have and share, time constraints, and we pretty much limited the loss here by going in partnership together. Hey guys, Enes here with Whiteacre Properties. I wanted to bring you back to Saugus today and bring Doug back here with me because we're going to talk partnerships. If you haven't watched video number 1 that we did here, go back. That was last week's episode. Check it out and give us some love. Comment, share, subscribe. We definitely want you guys to give us some feedback on these videos. For everyone new on this channel, Whiteacre Properties is the company that I run, and we are a full-scale real estate investing company. So we buy single-family, multi-family properties to fix and flip. We buy rentals. We wholesale properties. We build ground-up new construction. And this channel is all about disclosing and sharing with you guys what we are doing, what we are learning, and pretty much bring partners in when we have them. I don't have a lot of partners, but there are properties that and people that I obviously like partnering up with, and Doug is one of them. So I'm going to introduce Doug to you, and then we'll talk about partnerships and why we actually got together in this Saugus property. So Doug, share with everyone who you are, what do you do, how did we get here?
So I met Enes like about 4 years ago. Yeah, so we started doing, I was his electrician for a while. We're still working together since then. And I started learning from Enes. He was doing very well in real estate. And so we always shared, each other about like the business and everything. I bring that deal to the table. And so Enes helped me actually to close that deal because I started sending the direct mails. Right. And I got the calls like a year ago and got another call. And I felt like, oh, I need help here. So I'm new on that deal, So
and that's exactly the reason I wanted to bring you in, because a lot of people actually want to get started. In this hot real estate market, people want to buy houses either as a rental, either as a fix and flip, and sometimes they don't know where to start, right? So you took my advice. You went off market with your lead generation, right? You didn't look on the MLS. You mostly went and did the direct mail and all that stuff. But once you got calls, you realized that there's a lot more to it, because now you have to go on seller appointments. We connected. I said, yeah, I would love to work with you. Let's talk about what was important to you to bring me in this deal, because this was your lead. This was your property. You could have closed on it and kind of did this on your own. But for anybody watching, anybody new, or anybody that's never partnered up, why was this important to bring another partner in?
As I said in the previous video, I did 10 visits, appointments to trying to close a deal. And at the end of the day, I didn't close anything because I didn't have the experience, to bring the contract and then to make the right offer. And then I had that hot deal. You can see the house. It's a very nice and profitable deal. And I call Enes, Enes, can you help me just to close the deal? I know he has the knowledge and have been doing that for a while now. Yeah. So, and then that's, I think the way that, he helped me a lot to make that deal work.
And it was a no-brainer for me too, because you brought the deal, you brought the lead, and we had to step in and help you in the process. But you made it easy because we already knew each other, and it was just, we already get along well. You brought the deal, so it's a no-brainer for me. But when I think about reasons why people partner up, there's probably 100 reasons, but 5 that come to mind and that actually we applied here is access to capital, access to the team, the knowledge that we have and share, time constraints, and we pretty much limited the loss here by going in partnership together. So I'll cover those 5 really quick. But access to capital, a lot of new people obviously starting out, they don't have the $300,000-$400,000 on their bank to buy the property, right? So partnering up with someone experienced, it gets so much easier, either because now you leverage them for them to find and bring the money in, or maybe they have the experience, so now you can go to your friends and family and say, hey, I'm partnering up with Douglas because Douglas has the experience and this is going to be a good deal. Nothing can go wrong. So access to capital is huge. The knowledge, obviously, it's very important for someone that has done this over and over again. We have we are doing 30, 40 deals a year at Whiteacre. So there's a lot of different lessons that we have learned through the last 6-7 years and all the properties that we're buying, that we bring that to the table. So obviously where I come in is the scope of work. We're going to do that together. The amount of work we're going to do, obviously we don't want to over improve that. Calculating the offer was a big one, making sure we offer a decent price. We don't want to lowball somebody because we're not going to get the deal. But at the same time, we don't want to over spend on the property, right? Or give them a higher offer because then we're not going to make money. So for us to figure out that price is super important. And then just the negotiations, right? Like how do you really negotiate with the seller? What contract do you give them?
How fast you can make the offer.
How fast you can make the offer. So an experienced investor brings that to the table. The team, I think that's another big one. Obviously you got your own team, but for most people starting out, they need contractors. They need the attorneys. They need lenders. They need the insurance. All of that. There's a ton of people that support us. For Whiteacre to be successful, there's a lot of people that actually support us on a day-to-day basis. So I bring that to the table here because obviously we work we use those attorneys and the insurance people, and now we're going to use our contractors to get the deal done. And that's contractors, that's a big one. People right now are struggling for quality contractors with labor going up and materials going up. So we bring that, and that's a value add from us, the experienced investor. Limiting the risk, that is a given, right? Obviously, if something goes wrong, it's a 50-50 partnership. So
and one thing that I see as important too, when you're thinking about a partnership with someone, you bring something to the table. So I'm an electrician, I bring the deal, so I have this experience for construction. Yeah. So my idea for that deal, I don't want to worry about anything. In the end of the day, we're gonna share all the content that's happening here, but my idea is to bring let's make that deal work so we can make more deals in the future.
Exactly.
So my idea here for our partnership, I want to give you first my knowledge, everything that is happening here. Yeah. So then we can do more.
And I love that mentality because you are a giver first before you are a taker. And most people actually look at it the opposite. They're thinking, what can I get from you, or how can I leverage your knowledge? But this is a two-way street, right? And you gotta really put your effort, and you gotta give first. So I like that about you, and I think that's why we have been working together for a while.
So Enis, what do you think is the challenge now? Once you are partners,
Look, for us here, I think we're going to have a smooth, definitely a smooth flip, because it's just a cosmetic flip that we're doing. So this is not going to take us months or years. We're still probably going to take us 60 to 90 days, but it's going to be way easier for us because we have the trust in each other. We know each other well and we work well together. I think the people that are just starting out, and for them to be careful, because one is the trust issue. If you don't trust your partner, there are going to be problems there, because you're always going to be looking around the corner for, is that person being honest? Are they sharing everything? Obviously, when you do a flip, there's a lot of money changing hands with contractors and different things. So trust for me is number one. The other thing is for partners to have clear, defined roles. Me and you haven't really talked about this yet, but we're going to discuss that actually, especially once we get the scope of work down on paper. What are you going to do? What am I going to do? Right? Because you don't want to actually start a project and we're not on the same page, right?
Both are doing the same work twice.
Exactly right. If I step in and say, hey, this light needs to be that way when you are the electrician, that doesn't make any sense. So we're going to really define who's going to be in charge of construction, who's going to manage the project, and what is the other person going to do. So having clear, defined roles, I think is huge. And then being on the same page overall. Are we, if we disagree on little things, that might be a problem, because this is one of those projects, or real estate investing, you got to make constant decisions. Oh, yeah. And if the other person is not on board, that's going to slow you down. And you know how it goes. If we don't wrap up this project fast, obviously we start losing money. So I think those are important. For me, trust is huge. Being on the same page obviously is important, but we're going to work together on having clear, defined roles, so we set expectations and we're good.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I agree with you. The challenge is to make decisions. Sometimes I've been seeing deals sitting for years because they can't make a decision, for the color of the house. Right. Looks like be something very simple. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if you are not aligned with your partner, yeah, you can hold the project for months. Exactly. And that's it's good to have the experience and has the experience, so you don't put feelings on the project. It's just like to see what looks better.
Exactly. This is a business. I like that 100%. And I think to summarize, partnerships are important and partnerships can be successful. I think sometimes people really get stuck into the mindset that they don't want to split the profits, right? They want it all to themselves. And that's nothing wrong with that, but I think in order to grow and in order to succeed, bringing someone on board that adds value one way or another, maybe in the skill set, maybe they have the money, maybe they have the deals, whatever. I think it's always it can turn into a successful partnership, right? So I wanted to bring you guys another side of my business, because we talk about properties I'm buying and the numbers and all the lessons learned, but there is more to it. Sometime I'm going to bring you partners like Doug, but I'm also going to share with you our day-to-day and what happens before the deal. So stay tuned for more videos, share, subscribe, and hope you guys like this. So see you on the next one.